welcome everyone to our UpClose interview from Solarplaza. And today I'm joined with Nelson Lage, the president of ADENE. These UpClose interviews gives us the opportunity to speak with certain market experts. Today we'll be focusing on the Portuguese market, and it's great to have ADENE, Agência de Energia, the Portuguese National Energy Agency, and their perspective on what is up with solar in the country. Nelson has had over 10 years experience, maybe 15 if I have my numbers correct, in the public sector in the areas of energy and innovation. He served as an advisor for the Portuguese government, but I'll let him introduce himself a little bit better, and I'm very happy to have him on board. Hi, Nelson.
Hi. I don't have to say anything else. I think you said everything. I'm the president of ADENE. I already worked at ADENE since 2011. I worked as advisor in several governments, so always on these areas of energy, international affairs. So it's I know quite well the event, so it's a pleasure to be part of it and to meet with you in July. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. So then let's cut to the chase. What do you see as the greatest challenge and the greatest opportunity for renewables in Portugal?
I think basically I can say that the energy sector is experiencing one of its most exciting moments, with renewables energy standing out as the great alternative for the future. Society is also changing with the shift from an economy based on fossil fuels to a carbon neutral economy. Decarbonization is the great challenge for Portugal and for the entire planet. Renewable energies are the solution to achieve the strategy of Portugal and the European Union to achieve carbon neutrality in 2050.
And is there any particular challenge to renewables that comes to mind, or what are the hot topics in the Portuguese market?
Now, concerning renewables, I think the solar it's the topic, and hydrogen. But if you allow me, I just wanted to shift to ADENE and say that ADENE, in addition to being aligned with these energy policies, develops its activity in defense of the energy efficiency, presenting technical solutions and training the technicians of this sector. So for ADENE, it's also essential to inform consumers about the challenge of decarbonization and creating the instruments that help them to be agents of change. So I think we are an important player on this game and on this challenge.
And you yourself already mentioned the importance of solar energy and how that's a hot topic. And I wanted to know what's the importance given by ADENE to solar, like what types of work or studies is ADENE working on in the solar sector?
I think that, as I said, the global energy transition is changing the way of generating and consuming energy with profound changes in the electricity sector and the economy and also the society. In Portugal, as you know, the favorable market conditions and the excellent solar resources available throughout the country places the photovoltaic system as a priority. The growth potential of solar in Portugal is immense, since at this time, in the ranking of renewable energy, solar energy comes in the sixth place with only 3.3%. After a period of stagnation, we have to say that existed, I believe there will be a strong growth of this natural resource. The several auctions of photovoltaic solar already carried out, as you know, and the new ones already show a strong interest in this solar energy. Also, the advancement of new technologies registered in the recent years and the possibility of storing electric energy will be also an important catalyst in the development of new solar energy projects. The combination of digitalization and the decentralization of energy production will create, I may say, new business models. I would also say that in the process of energy transition, solar will gain a greater role in the development of renewable energy communities, because it is the most profitable source in the energy production, and it is very closer to consumers.
And you yourself mentioned the auctions, which, as we know, had some historic low prices in the past auctions, and I guess these coming years we'll see if those prices were a success once those projects start coming online. And you also touched on a nice point about the relationship of solar and communities. And I do believe that that's a pretty important point in Portugal. And if you could talk a little bit more about that.
Okay. In several European countries, the different communities have developed initiatives called the renewable energy communities, which aim to implement renewable energy projects by agents who share the same geographical location, with costs and benefits being shared among its members. By creating energy production systems locally through the installation of solar photovoltaic, wind, water, biomass, and other technologies, these projects allows job creations and also bring the development to a more depressed area. So the renewable energy communities, in addition to allowing an important advance for the energy transitions, open the way to decentralization of productions and place the citizen at the center of the energy sector. Altogether, they become fundamental parts of a global sustainability and resource optimization. To ensure an even more active participation in the energy system, consumers need information and also need technical and financial guidance. It is here that ADENE can be an ally in the energy transition and sustainability, making also available to citizens all the information necessary for this change. So it is in the mission of ADENE to increase consumer literacy, manage and develop reliable systems of performance and energy efficiency and certification, also to guarantee proximity to citizens. But it's not enough to reach consumers. The energy agency ADENE also has the mission of providing technical information, providing the proper training and helping to qualify professionals in the energy sector. And also companies then contribute also to their knowledge, to the decisions of the political power. So renewable energy communities are a more democratic system because they promote decentralized energy production from renewable energy sources. They are closer to final consumers and they bring much more knowledge and new jobs to the most disadvantaged areas of the country. So I think it's a huge opportunity. Portugal is already working hard on that way, and then it's starting to give support to the political power, to the consumers, and to the organizations that wants to take part of this challenge.
That's quite an interesting and different way of working. But when I think about the stakeholders, for instance, companies and developers or IPPs, how can they place themselves in this new renewable energy community? It sounds like these prosumers would become more autonomous, and these companies can also be interwoven and add to that impact.
I can say that centralized and decentralized must cohabit. I'm not saying that the future is completely only for decentralized production. So I think we have it's the time where bigs and smalls can cohabit. So I think it's an important moment. It's very clear that both will benefit with this challenge, because consumers, of course, they also need the companies. They need to access the technology. They need to work with that technology. So I think it will be a great opportunity for more jobs, not for more jobs related directly with the construction of the technology, but also for the installation of technology. And it's an opportunity, of course, for the small consumer. So I think we have the necessary base for everyone to benefit with this new challenge.
All right, now that sounds great and very collaborative. There would be a very interesting future of energy if it is quite about really sustainable practices beyond just green energy. It's also sustainable practices for the community itself. But then, Nelson, I would like to jump on a different topic. ADENE has recently gotten data together about storage in Portugal. And I wanted to pick your brain a little bit about that. When is storage feasible to co-locate with solar projects? Or what were the results of that information?
Okay, as I said, in the future, electricity in Portugal will come from renewable sources, so that's a fact. This is an objective already defined in the ambitious national goals for the coming decades through our national energy climate plan for 2020 and 2030, and also at the roadmap for carbon neutrality 2050. So ADENE, as you said, ADENE recently presented a study on the potential for energy storage in Portugal. This study entitled Energy Storage in Portugal makes a an exhaustive survey of the various technology existing in the country, and at the same time outlines scenarios based on the expected growth that renewable energy will have in the coming decades. So the main objective of this document is to provide policymakers with the knowledge basis necessary to develop a national energy storage strategy. So it's a contribution for the political power to the development of a national energy storage strategy. This study also identifies the most relevant energy storage technology for the Portuguese energy system and portrays the current storage capacity in our country. At the same time, the study analyzed the storage needs for the energy system through the simulation of different scenarios for the 2030 and 2040 time horizon, and also the evolution of different energy storage options. Finally, the study indicates paths for the necessary redesign of the energy markets, including the system and services market in order to guarantee all the sustainability of the system. So I think it's a very important topic. I think this storage is something that we will definitely need to have secured in the future. This study points several ways, also suggests the other studies, complementary studies to this one, and we already showed this to the government, and I think we are doing the work to have in the future legislations on this area.
It sounds very comprehensive, and I'm sure that the more clarity that there can be from the regulatory side, the better the projects that can serve that storage and that grid flexibility in the future. So indeed, very important, and I'll make sure that our viewers can get access to that document. Nelson, to close up, is there any particular point that you would like to share to our viewers who might be joining our Solar Market Parity Portugal event in July? What maybe a final note about solar energy or your experience in renewables?
No, I think, as I said, look to Portugal. Portugal is a land of opportunity. It's a land of opportunity in renewable energy. I think solar it's one of the big topics right now. Pay attention to the auctions. It's a great opportunity to invest in Portugal, and be with us in this challenge, because this is not a challenge only for the government or for the citizens. It's also a challenge for the companies in the private sector, because decarbonization and energy transition, it's a global challenge. So I think we all must be part of it. We all must contribute to this challenge. And now it's the time to be on the track. So welcome to Portugal. Also welcome your investments, in particular in solar. Thank you very much.
Great closing message. I'll leave it at that. Thank you, everyone.